So I think the next thing to do will be to trim that giant pumpkin. Right, so the cameras, I hope, set up on the pumpkin, and I don't know if you'll be able to see me or not, but I'm going to give it a good trimming down. Once it's trimmed down, all that'll go in the compost bin. All right, everyone. Well, you seen the gate last week when the hedge got cut. It was a full-size gate, and this is the gate now. Plot 41A, which is Mick and Dawn's, plot 41B, which is mine, and the triangle. Now, people who maybe haven't followed this channel for a long time may not understand what the triangle is. On my shed door, there's a red triangle, and basically it's a joke between a few of us, as in the Bermuda Triangle. People come down for a chat and a cuppa, and they don't seem to want to go away, so people see them come here and they don't see them leave, hence the Bermuda Triangle. So this is the triangle. Quick look at all the timber, but that's for something else. I'll show you. Oh, we've got a new amendment, or a new addition I should say as well. It's what keeps our gate open. But back to the timber. Pallets. 3, 6. There's another 3, so there's 9, one behind it's 10. Big one on the floor, 11. Big one run along the back, 12. This big one here, 13. Then there's the 2 big ones which I need to cut up and make lids for me compost bins, which are over there. Sweet corn, looking all right. The smaller ones are now catching up. I've decided I put my condor potatoes in the fruit cage. That was just to give me some space in the polytunnel. There's a compost base. There's still timber on top of there, which will all be getting moved when I'll put this lid on. I'll make the lids, put them on. More timber here. Plenty gooseberries on there. I've had a good few strawberries up these already, so happy with that. As I say, tools are down, ready. I haven't done any more on the ivy. I've just left that for now, and I've just seen a bit of bindweed. So out that one will come, and then there's another piece which is under these 2 pallets. I'll put this pallet up so you can actually see. So bindweed, and some more bindweed, and then a leaf. Weed, I'm saying a leaf, the weed. A weed is a weed if it's an unwanted thing. Now, I'm just going to take these bits of bindweed, I'm going to throw them over there. You can already see there's bindweed in the hedge there, so doing that isn't a problem. Tell you what, that's really starting to grow now on the other side. You wouldn't think it's only maybe 2.5, 3 months since the workmen were in and taking that back down to more or less ground level. But let's have a look and just see what the garden brings for new. You've seen the goose gogs and all that. There's canny few. As I say, I've had strawberries already. Apple tree. That's really coming on now. As is this apple tree. I'm quite surprised at the pears. Normally, I guess 1 or 2. But there's quite a few on here. A few plums. There's 4 there. 1 up in there. Couple on the outside. But I'll cut through the trees just so you can see the pears on the other side. And it does need a trim down, but pears, pears. You know, so there is quite a lot of pears. Move this branch, more pears, pears down there, there's pears on the other side. I've never ever had this amount of pears off this tree before, so I think the cutting it back last season was a good idea. The comfrey that I cut out a few weeks ago, growing again. Mint green courgettes up had a bit of a setback. For some reason I can't work out how. It got sun scorch, which it's very shaded here. The yellow courgette, I've had a couple of courgettes of it already. There's me giant pumpkin. I will be trimming this off shortly because there's loads of little ones, so I will be trimming these very shortly. But we'll just have a look at the veg. Katie the Katie, she's not doing very well, is she, poor Ben? Not doing very well at all. There's my leeks. They are still okay. Spring onions, they are okay. Ailsa Craig onions in with the carrots, they are doing well. You can see the tops of the carrots there. So it's quite a size, isn't it? But the second planting has now got bigger tops than the bottom. There is the bed that had the allium leaf miner in. Just nearly tripped over. Sprouts. And then there's the other one in the corner. There's the giant cabbage coming on really well now. Must remind me on to put some slug pellets around that. But that's looking okay. The Swede, it's Tweed, the variety. All looking good. Not munched on yet, which is a good thing. Cauliflowers, they're doing well actually, the size wise, but I've never checked for heads yet. Basically, it means I've got to pull the net off, and I didn't really want to be pulling the net off because there's loads of cabbage whites around at the moment. Then obviously taking the net off, there could be in and before you gnar it. Broccoli. All looking good. Savoy's starting to heart up now. Red cabbage. Main state is behind Desiree. There's a few Manitou there as well. I like them potatoes, the Manitou. Beetroot. I am going to pull some of them out today. Then there's a few more Ailsa Craigs, and there's a few weeds in, so I need to get the weeds out. Onions don't like competing with weeds for the nutrients. And red onions at the back end. They are looking absolutely fine. So I think the next thing to do will be to trim that giant pumpkin. Right, so the camera's, I hope, set up on the pumpkin. And I don't know if you'll be able to see me or not, but I'm going to give it a good trimming down. Once it's trimmed down, all that'll go in the compost bin. I've got to keep an eye out. I cut that one off, and that, and that, and let's come further down. Some flowers, we'll cut them off. And this one was a male, which I'm not bothered. As long as I can keep enough, what's this? Take this one off, I didn't really want it. Tendrils are catching onto the net and what I originally had here. I'll just cut this. Easier to move, and I'll show you. Little pumpkin. Don't want it. What's on that leaf there? Nothing. I'll trim that one as well. one there. Just take them off because they're small and tiny. What's this one going? And this one is another one that's got a pumpkin on. Hopefully you can see that. Do another one. Cut them off. This one is another one that's got baby pumpkin on. A small baby pumpkin. Don't want it. Got a pumpkin here which I need the shade for. There's a baby one in there. I'll take that off. I'll leave that in the bird bath just for now. Right, that one will do. To shade that, I cut that one off. And I cut that one off. And that one. This is good. I'm going to step over and I don't know which one's for the compost. Hold on. There with a sec. I thought that was a slug there, but I have found another one that can be cut off. Right, I'll just come past this bloody motor would have started to grow so big and then be under the trees. I want that off. I want that pumpkin off. Baby pumpkin on there, I don't need. Right, so what I'll just chop this just to get it out the way. Another one. And that can come off from there. And another one from there. And that one there. That can come off. That can come off. Is there anything under there? Nope. Right. That's them taken off. And that one. I take this one off. And that one from there. So what I'll do now, I'll pause this video just so I can get this moved and then I'll come back to you. Right, I've got rid of all the stuff I wanted off. So, well, there's two little pieces here. They'll gone straight on the compost. What I wanted to show you was why I've trimmed it, etc. I'm surmising that you can't see that. You know, you put my hand, it's actually in my hand there, and my hand's not halfway around it. So there's that one, and I may have to move the camera because there is another one here. It's not as big as that, but I'm going to have to move the camera to show you it. So I notice you can't see this on the camera, but there, if I can lift this off there, that one is about fits halfway around my hand. Sorry, my hand fits halfway around that. So although this isn't as big as that, need a bit more straw. Although this isn't as big as that, it's doing okay. So I just need to keep an eye on them. I'll tell you something, this barley straw, as you can see, it's well named, isn't it? You get barley coming up. So I'll not be using that anymore, but at the moment it's all right. I may again I've got a couple of old pillowcases, I think, in a drawer in the shed. Might get them to put under the pumpkin just so I can move it about as and when need be. But I am going to have to keep an eye on this. There's a couple of bits there what I've cut off, which is lying down, but I'll leave these leaves because obviously they'll give it some protection from the sun. They're very, very thirsty. They're getting a good drink every day. They're getting a feed once a week. So I'm happy with the way these are growing at the moment. So I think that's it basically for now until I start on the tops, the lids for me compost bay, but I've got to move all the timber off the top, all the timber from in front of them pallets, measure up, mark up, try and find space to cut it, etc, etc, etc. Before I do any of that, the kettle's gone on, I'm gonna have a drink of hot chocolate. So bear with us, I'll be back shortly. Well, I've cut it roughly to size, but the actual width of it is too thin, so I'll have to do it either in two pieces or fix a solid piece along the back and put the hinge there. But I'm just going to trim this off now, and that should do it for the night. A little bit needs to gone off there. Right, that one can go on there just for now. I've just been using it as a straight edge. So that's it. Unless I want to try trimming a bit more. Let's have a look, If I want to take it to there. Right. Where's that pin? Right. Just a little quick trim. So I think I'm just gonna leave this for tonight. I was gonna say I'll bring more timber. I didn't need to bring more timber. I've just found another 2 pallets there as well. So I'll leave this video now. I'll probably make another one either tomorrow or the day after when I'm finishing this off or whatever. But you've seen the sweet corn, strawberries, goose gogs, the apples, the pears, the plums, green courgette, yellow courgette, giant pumpkin, Katie, my onions, my carrots, cauliflower, broccoli, cabbage, beetroot, red onions. You've seen pretty much everything. Popping in there's a couple of tomato plants in the little polytunnel. And I've got some peppers and all that, which are just starting to go. I've actually got a couple that started now, which are for Jason's challenge for the allotment of the dead. I've got a couple on there now. But as I say, everything in the garden is looking good. I've got nothing to complain about, apart from my giant onions, which I lost to allium leaf miner. But it can't be helped. It is what it is, as people say. I'm not going to cry about it, obviously. I've got other beds. But I've been in touch with the company, and I'm sure it's called Lodi Lavanol. I'm waiting to hear back from them on if it'll kill allium leaf miner, the maggots, grub, pupa, whatever's left over. Hopefully they get back because it would be fantastic if they say yes, it would. The downside is it's flipping expensive. I think a 20 kilogram tub was 400 and odd quid. So luckily you didn't need a lot of it. So fingers crossed. If not, well, I can always grow something else in that bed. But like I say, fingers crossed. Hopefully I get word back that it's suitable. But yeah, that's the end of this video for now. So thank you for watching. Thank you to the few new subscribers. Thank you to my original existing subscribers. You just listen to us prattle on. You see little bits and bobs. But once this is done, I'll do other bits and pieces. I need to empty them Daleks, which they'll all gone into here. Then hopefully I can get that area all sorted, ready for the bigger polytunnel to replace that little one. But that's it. Thank you everyone for joining us. Take it easy. Have a great evening. Catch us on the next one. Bye for now.